Hi, we're here with Neil Abrahams at the Fine Food Show in Sydney, and Neil's going to talk to us a little bit about some of the opportunities that lie out there for up-and-coming chefs in competitions and what judges look for, and a little bit about what's going on here at the show. Thank you for your time,
thanks, Jeff. Look, the Australian Culinary Federation, we organise a lot of culinary competitions across Australia, but this is probably one of the premier ones. It's one of our national competitions, and every second year it's in Sydney, then we alternate down in Melbourne. But really this competition and this show is it's broken up into three distinct areas, is what we like to call it. We have a static display area, which is, I guess, it's that artistic side of food that we do. You know, the chefs like to show off and really stretch their imagination to the limit. But also, it's got to look real. You know, because you're looking for something that is able to present in your restaurant. But yes, you can take hours and hours to prepare it and put it up. And that's glazed, just really for presentation and to preserve that food while it's on display, because it has to sit out there for a while. Here we're standing in front of the live kitchens, which is our second part. Yep. So this is where individual competitors, they have a time limit. They're under the clock. They're under the pump. We set a time limit of 45 minutes, yep. And they have 45 minutes to produce two main courses, the same main course, yep. For two covers. So it's basically one main course for two covers. And it is quite tight, it's quite hard. You're on a stage, people are watching you, and judges need to be on the ball. And what they're looking for is the different skills and competencies on the plate. You know, it's got to have a protein. If the category says it's a meat class, it's got to have the right protein. Yep. It's got to be balanced with starch, and it's got to be balanced with vegetable and the sauce. So they're your four basics. Okay. Then what you add to that, and those technical skills you add to that, obviously are going to give you better marks in the end of it. So they're working quite hard and quite fast in a 45-minute time limit.
And do the competitors know what they're going to produce, or are they given the ingredients on the day? Or?
Yes, no, in this particular competition, they know what they're doing. It's up to them to select their dish and practice their dish. They obviously have a criteria, you know, and that's why we put a time restraint on it, to say that we know you've got to produce a high-quality restaurant meal in that shortest time frame. There's no, you know, something went wrong, I've got to start again. If something goes wrong, you've got to fix it. And sometimes you don't necessarily get deducted for making a mistake. Sometimes it depends on how you recover from making the mistake. So hygiene in kitchen is extremely important as well. It's worth at least 30% of their marks, which is quite high. And you quite often see some young people, they put up some fantastic food, and you go, silver medal? Why was it silver medal? Because you start licking your finger, you know, you start wiping your knife with the same cloth that you've wiped your bench with.
So, and do they start off with 100 points and then it's deducted?
Yeah. What we call is the WACS. Our judging is judged under WACS, which is the World Association of Chef Societies. And the Australian Culinary Federation is the member of WACS, and a part of that is that we have this judging standard that is worldwide, which is very important, obviously, because if you win a gold medal here, you also want it to be recognised in another country. So that in itself is very important. So it really is. And then from here, once you can put a team together, then you move over to our other area, which is the Restaurant of Champions.
And that's a team event where they've got 3 or 4 chefs all working together.
That's right. And for this event that we do here, that's probably the pinnacle for this particular competition. So you're a team of 3. It's 2 chefs and 1 apprentice, or 1 junior, we say. And we put the junior in there because when we compete internationally, apprentice standards and the way apprenticeships go in some countries, you know, you can be 30 and still be an apprentice. So we put an age limit on that junior, and that's a WACS guideline and rule.
And how many people are they catering for, or is...
Yeah, well, it's a restaurant situation basically, and they have 2.5 hours to prepare for 36 covers, 2 courses, so entree and main, and they've got you know, it's not a lot of time really when you think about it. And to lift it to that next level.
What about like deconstructed? And I think you must have seen a lot of things over those 20 years.
I've seen a lot.
Constructed, reconstructed, deconstructed.
I have two views on it. You know, it's you know, old versus new kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, should a beef Wellington be wrapped in pastry, or can we make a pastry case and put everything on top?
Yeah.
Look, I guess my view, if the components are there, it's up to the judge's interpretation on the day whether that competitor has crossed the line.
Okay.
But obviously they have guidelines that they have to meet, and those guidelines are very important.
Yeah.
But they need to determine, okay, has this competitor pushed the boundaries too much? Let's ask the question. You explain to me how this still sits as, say, a beef Wellington, but it's all broken up and deconstructed.
Yeah.
And if they give that correct feedback and the judges are happy,
Yeah.
then so be
All
it.
good.
So, you know, it is down to interpretation, but then all food is. So,
Yeah, that's true.
so you know, and you got to know when to push the boundary and probably when not to. And
Yeah.
sometimes you cross the line. I've crossed the line several times myself.
Yeah.
And you got to cop it on the chin some days,
Yeah.
and other times you come out winner.
Great. So there's a little bit of information there for you about the competitions that are running here at Fine Food through the ACF. If you want some more information, we'll flash up the website for you, and I'm sure the young chefs out there and cooks who are interested in you know, this as part of their career progression, it's a really great thing. And I know from my experience in competitions that you know, you wish you didn't do it, but once you do it and you do another one, you get slightly addicted to it as well.
Yeah. I mean, a classic example of that, just to finish up, a classic example of that is there was a young girl competing this morning, and the judges come to me and said, she didn't smile the whole time. She had a worried look on her face for 45 minutes. They all thought she was going to pass out.
Yeah.
And then straight away the dish was up and a smile come on her face.
Yeah.
And she then stood and watched another 3 competitors after her, and they couldn't wipe the smile off her face. So, you know, to me, we've succeeded. You know, that's what we do. That's what it's about. So,
Great.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Jeff.
All the best for the show.
Okay.
Thank you.
Beautiful.